very, very overrated. Like the most overrated. You have a PizzaMaster, I assume. Now, there's no perfect oven, but I'm sure you have things with the PizzaMaster that you don't like or that maybe you would change. And with every oven, there's that situation.
PizzaMaster doesn't really give a shit though.
That's the problem, right? Like that's why I don't have a PizzaMaster. You're telling me like there's no timer that I could set a timer and the oven goes on every day at 5 a.m. so I don't have to wait for it to heat up? No, it heats up faster than every other oven, so you don't need a timer. You. I want to come into my pizzeria, take the dough out, and bake. So now I have to come in an hour earlier to turn my oven on, then I could bake. You. No, that's out for me. You don't have a timer on your oven, you're done. You have a turbo boost on your oven that turns on automatically to keep your oven at temperature, you, I'm out. I want to control everything. I'm the pizza maker. I want to control it. I want to be able to control my top and bottom heat, and when the temperature lowers, I take that into account. I don't want some turbo booster to turn on the bottom of the heat and I burn my pizza. Overrated. Overrated, because traditions are a good baseline, but you don't have to stick to tradition. Traditionally in Rome, all the Roman style pizza is baked from raw. You go into Bonci, there's no menu on the wall. It's whatever you see out there is what you order. So he's able to bake everything from raw because there's no menu. Whatever he feels like making, he makes. I have a menu, so I need to par bake everything and then finish them. So I kind of broke tradition, right? And created my own version of Roman style pizza, keeping with the same two traditional bases, but finish them my way. Plus I'm an Italian American. I wasn't born in Italy. I don't speak Italian. My family all speaks Italian. They're all off the boat, but you know, I was born here. So I grew up with buffalo chicken pizza. So I grew up with that. So I'm gonna do that on my menu. Tradition is important, but not as important as everyone thinks. Underrated if it's good, overrated if it's bad, because a good score could take your business to the next level and could be that catalyst that I was talking about. Overrated is like, even if he gives you a bad score, like don't close your store because of that. Like he is a very specific pizza that he likes. So it's both, because he could take your business to another level if he likes your shit. Oh man, hot honey is great if used properly. I'll say underrated still. People don't know too much about it. There's a lot of uses for it. I find myself putting it on a lot more things than I used to. So underrated. Overrated. Good for networking. Good if you want to compete and see where you stack up in a world of pizza makers. Very good if you want to meet Italian pizza makers from Italy, because they all come, but you're not gonna learn too much unless you find a company and you work in the booth. I've learned a lot from working in the Fiera booth or working in the Orlando Foods booth, because like I'm not a Neapolitan pizza guy, but I'll work with some of the best Neapolitan pizza makers in the world in the Orlando Foods booth using Caputo flour and watch them stretch and watch them ball. And then like I bought a Mariforni for my house. You know, I started making Neapolitan pizza just based off what I learned from them. So for the average person, it's overrated because you're gonna spend a shit ton of money. You're going to Vegas, which Vegas is up anyway. And you know, and then you're not gonna get much out of it. If you're building a pizzeria, maybe it's good. I like these questions because it really makes me think of like, what do I do? How did I do? Underrated, very underrated. Boost your hydration levels, people. And you get a better product, a lighter product, an airier product, a crispier product. It's so good. I love high hydration anything. Look at a focaccia, look at a ciabatta bread. If you're at 60% hydration, you need to raise that shit up. Like, don't be scared to raise it up. I mean, it's hard to do a higher hydration in like a planetary mixer, like a Hobart. But if you have a super strong spiral mixer, like I had one size spiral mixer that holds 60 quart. Then I got a bigger one. I got a double size mixer. The motor on that thing is so strong that I was able to raise my hydration because it just fucking develops the gluten faster. It beats the shit out of it. So I went from 80% to where I was like super loose to now I'm like creeping up into the 90s. And it's like, you don't even notice it. It feels like my old 80%. So yeah, man, push those levels, push those boundaries. If you have a spiral mixer, fucking put that shit on speed 2 and let it rock. And when you think it's done, wait till you hear that popping noise, the sound of love. Yeah, like that. Oh, I love that sound too. You hear that mixer going crack, poop, that's the sound of love right there. What do you think? For you, is overrated or underrated?
For me, I think that people should understand their hydration because you can push a 75% hydrated dough, but you might be using 14%, 15% whole wheat. So
Got it.
you could.
Okay.
So hydration you can flex your hydration, but if you're not telling people the flour you're using, then really like.
So where my overrated and underrated ranking comes in, it's based off of my knowledge of flour.
Of course.
So take that into account.
No, it makes sense.
You could do a high hydration dough, but if you're not doing it right, you're gonna fuck up. So like if you go high hydration with like a Caputo Blue, like not gonna work. But if you go with a high hydration with a Saccharoso,
yeah, you can push. Knowing when to push those flours to a higher hydration.
Yes.
Knowing how to use flour and water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Bro, this was a lot of fun.
Thank you.